Avec nous, Senator Sachs. Bonsoir. How are you?
Bonsoir.
Yeah, I know you came back with a smile, with a lot of joy, and
I'm so happy.
In French, it says "chose dit, chose faite." You promised you would be back.
Yes, yes.
When I asked you the question, would you ever be back? And you said, no, no, no. In my case, I will be back. I said, most politicians, they don't come back. They come for the interview. It's election time. Everybody's getting all excited. They're on the campaign trail. They talk, all these promises and so forth. Yet they don't come back. And even Commissioner Al Jacquet of Delray, when he said, who are you having today? I said, I'm having Senator Maria Sachs. Truly, that never happened before, Benji. They not come back like that.
Well,
so I would say congratulations to you for coming back, and you're the first to come back.
Thank you.
And I think they're all going to follow you.
I hope so, because it's important to not just to campaign, but to make sure that after the election, that those who were chosen by the voters are able to continue to listen to what they say, and the importance of representing their voices in Tallahassee. And the only way I can do that is to come back.
It's to be accessible to the listeners.
Exactly. And I know that I've had many people call me who heard this from the radio show, from your radio show. So I know that this is going to be something that you must be very good in reaching out to the people. Gee, I mean, really.
So they say.
Yes. It is very true.
So they say.
Very, very true. And one of the reasons why I'm back is I know that so many of your listeners trust your word and look forward to hearing your program. And I know because they called me. So I'm very excited to come back, and I want everybody to know that as long as you will have me, I am here accessible to everybody who hears your show.
I'm going to ask you, when you were waiting for the result, what was it like? What was the suspense that day, that night? What was it like?
It's scary. It is. You walk into it and you have a lot of bravado because you worked very hard and you feel very strongly in what you believe in your principles. But at the end of the day, you never know. You never know who's going to vote. You never know if the people are going to really say what they said to you. It's like whether we come back. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to vote for you, Senator. I'm going to vote for you. But maybe they don't. So it was a little scary. And I always say a prayer before I start the evening that whatever happens will happen for the best. If I win, it happens for the best. And if I lose, it happens for the best too. So I can't lose because I believe that God has a path. And if that's his path for me to lose, then I have to accept it.
And now this is your second term.
Yes.
From everything you've been working on, have you laid out an agenda so far for the next term?
I have. I've been working on it. Actually, I started working on it before the election. But now it becomes even more important that a number of things are taken care of this next term. And, I think I tell you the truth, everybody should run for election every 2 years, even if they have a 4-year term, because it gives them the opportunity to listen to people. And so many people were upset at things. And so the things that I heard that people were upset about are the things that are first priority in my book.
What is it for now?
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
What is it for
now?
What
is it is that people want a good, decent education for their children so that their children will then go on and find a good career, not just a job, but a career. So it's easy to say it, but it's going to be a challenge to put it together, but I think we can do it. And I started already looking at the different opportunities for students in our area to graduate from high school and either get a good college education or go into some of the trades. So I've reached out to people, and again, I reach out to everybody who is listening to this broadcast, that if you are already in the trades, that is, are you an electrician? Are you a plumber? Are you a contractor? Are you a carpenter? Do you know how to lay tile? Do you know how to work with marble or granite? Let me know, because I'm putting together a group. to help me to frame it so that when a student is in high school, if that student at, by the time they're a junior in high school, either they're very, very bored and they don't really want to go to college and they really don't want to stay in
start being
school,
prepared.
To start getting over into working in the trades.
So there's a legislation already in place?
Not yet. It's not in place. And it shouldn't be in place until I listen to what the tradespeople tell me. If the electricians who I know want young people to go into the trade, if they tell me, listen, Senator, we need students to have 2 years of good high school, then let them come over and work with us. They will be awarded a high school diploma, but they'll already be ready to start work.
This way they don't waste their time
exactly
being on the street and not doing anything and wasting their time taking a lot of college credit just
for nothing. You don't need to know Shakespeare in order to be able to fix an air conditioner, you know?
Sure.
So, and especially, I have to say, especially boys, they get very bored by the 15, 16 years old, and they're bored with school and they don't know what they want to be, but they like working on cars. Or they think automotive repair. Let's get going on it. I'm ready. So, if there's anybody who can hear this, who hears this radio show, want to contact my office, I can give you the number and we can move forward. And you tell me what is necessary to become a good electrician or a good plumber, a good contractor. And then I can write the legislation, but I don't know what is necessary.
So you have to know, I'm sure most people are listening and they're waiting for me to ask that question. Immigration.
Yes. Immigration is a very big deal. And Florida is right on the very priority list of immigration. People who come to this country have come to this country for 200 and some years. We are all immigrants. And until and unless we accept every wave of immigration as new Americans, we really can't call ourselves Americans. So we need to make sure a couple of things, though. We need to make sure that we have the proper funding for good education in schools. You see, I am the one who sponsored the bill for Haitian Creole to be taught in our public schools. But I know children who come here from Haiti, they want to learn English. And I think that every young person who comes to this country, no matter where they come from, should keep their cultural background as very close to their heart, but they need to learn English and they need to learn how to get a good career here in the United States.
What do you think of the fact that the president right now is, I would say, at a big discussion with the Republican on bringing to the table an immigration bill that he could sign into law? But at the same token, he said he's ready to, if they don't, there'll be an executive order. What do you think?
It is going to be very, very difficult for President Obama to get the Congress to follow him on immigration. I do think so because I know that the Republicans who have control of the Senate and the House of Representatives don't think the way that he does. And so it's going to be extremely difficult for our president to get something on the table. And it may be...
Do you think it's realistic to get something passed?
I hope so. I'm an optimist. Realistically, it's going to be extremely difficult. He's going to have to give something up in part of the negotiation. And I urge all the Republicans in Washington to come together with the president to try to work something out for all the people, all 50 states, because this affects all of us, not just Florida or Texas or California, but all 50 states. And it's something that they have to work on together.
Do you think they can meet each other halfway? Some are saying, well, we're going to secure the border. Some are saying, well, what do we do with the illegals that are still here? 11 million more and more is adding up.
It's a problem that they have to find. He's going to have to compromise. He may find that the path to citizenship is going to be more difficult for those who are here illegally because they have broken the law. And he may be able to work something out with them that will welcome new immigrants who meet requirements. and that they will be able to have the path to citizenship. But until and unless the Democrats under President Obama and the Republicans can meet halfway with a little bit of negotiation, we're at a gridlock. And what that means is that it's not good for anybody. It's dangerous for the immigrants to come here. It's so many die on the coastline, so many die on the way through Mexico, that look, the status quo is not healthy, and we need to do something soon.
Yeah, the polling is pretty bad right now for President Barack Obama. But do you think right now, preparing for the upcoming election, the Democrats have a lot more work to do? The fact that now the Senate have taken over the House and...
Look, I'm a Democrat, and I love my party, but my party has to get to work a little harder now because we cannot give up the country to the other party. It's not fair to the people who are Democrats. And I think we need to have a little work done, discipline, and I think we need to have more young people in the Democratic Party in Florida, the Democratic Party in Palm Beach County, and certainly the federal Democratic Party, because we let the people down. We let the people down. So, and I look around, the most important thing.
I'm very surprised that you answered me so sincerely about that. I'm impressed.
Well, no, this is who I am. I think that I've never in my lifetime, I don't like to mince words because if you paint a pretty picture, you're never going to get anything done. We need to find solutions rather than make excuses. And to say and to blame it on President Obama why the Democrats didn't do well in Florida is an excuse. Shame on us. We need to get more young people involved in our Democratic Party. I've been on the phone most of the day talking with Democratic leaders throughout the state, and until we get our young people engaged in this process, we're going to continue to lose elections. And the sad thing is that the Democrats of Palm Beach County and the Democrats of Florida deserve better than what we did in this last election. I feel very fortunate because I won, but there are so many who lost, and it's not just a person who loses; it's our principles, it's our policies that lose. That's the most important thing. So I feel it incumbent upon me to make those hard decisions and come up with hopefully some solutions. So anybody who wants to help me out and who wants to become part of a new emerging Democratic Party, and let's start locally in Palm Beach County, call me and let's get to work. Let's get disciplined.
Let's give the number out quickly.
Okay, very good. The number that you can reach me at is area code 561-279-1427. I'll repeat it. Area code 561-279-1427.
We talked a lot about the college student, but right now there's a lot of college students that have those huge school loan. They have not been able to pay, and the interest is pretty high. Do you have anything in the making for that as well?
Many years ago, there was an opportunity for students who could not pay off their student loans to do community service work. And in that way, since they didn't have a job to pay the money, they had the time. And many times the community service that they did worked out for a job. So what I'm going to be looking at, and the difficulty with this is that many of these banks that gave the money are federal banks. But I can start on the state level by saying that if a student has an enormous student loan that was promoted by the federal government, that maybe what we can do is we can work something out where either they can have forgiveness if they will work. For example, let me give you an example. If they will help us in certain depressed areas of the county. In the Glades, we have tremendous needs for tutors, for people who will work in our education program in the Glades, in Pahokee, and Indiantown, to help with the children. And that way, should be able to pay back some of the student loans. If a person doesn't have the money, they certainly have the time. And I'll tell you the truth, many students who do this type of community service fall in love with it. And they say, you know what, Senator, I want to stay out here. I want to work here with the children. And then I can help them get a job. So this is something that I'm going to be working on. It's a big priority. And my children themselves have student loans outstanding that they're still paying. And it's difficult for them because today's life economy is so much different than it was years ago when I was leaving college. So again, if you have difficulty with the student loan, call my office. I want to get your name and number down, and I'm going to try to work on this through the state legislature this year.
You know, I know you've also worked on housing over the past, but now the big talk, it's about the increase for the minimum wage.
Yes. The minimum wage for Florida is ridiculous because nobody who works 40 hours a week can possibly maintain a family on the minimum wage. The minimum wage is $7.79. So, which puts you below the poverty line on the federal level. So what we need to do is, we need to get it up to at least the federal level, which is $10.10. And you know, I've already started talking with members of Walmart, and I want to reach out to McDonald's. I think all they need to do is to be contacted and get on the program with us. You know, I'm looking out for the large companies to get on the program. Smaller companies have a tougher time, and I don't want to hurt any small business with the fact that they're going to have to pay more for their employee. I want to look at the large companies. Absolutely. Because what they do is this, you see, is they'll hire people for minimum wage, and then they don't have to provide health care because the person will get free health care from the federal government because they're below the minimum wage. So we taxpayers are subsidizing huge corporations in more and more profits. And I don't want to talk bad about the large corporations right now because I'm going to be negotiating with them, but I want everybody to know that I'm not going after the small businesses. This is something that's for the large corporations.
Senator Sachs, you know, having conversation with you could like spend the whole time with conversating. But I know you have another appointment, and we have to go on. You come back anytime.
Appreciate that.
And let's give out the number again for the people to call you. Not just the students, but anybody can give you a call. Yes. Adults, whoever it is. They could tell you what they'd like for you to focus and work on.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. And let me say, I don't ask anybody where they live. I don't care if they're in my district. And that's why I didn't give you the geographic boundaries. If they can hear this radio show, and if they have friends, then let me give the number out again. It's area code 561-279-1427.
Numéro de téléphone, c'est 561-279-1427. Invité nous, c'était Sénateur Maria Sachs de district 34. La première, c'est tout le monde, Lila, pour le capable de nous, pour toute information, doléance, tout ça qu'on a à main. Fait que aller l'entaler assis pour le capable de discuter pour nous. Donc, relève 561-279-1427.
This is WPBR.